just click on start broadcast, right?
Good evening, people. We'll wait for another 2 more minutes and then we'll start the session. Good evening, people. This is Tamil from Face. Okay. In this session, we are going to discuss about the concept called pointers. Last class we were seeing about arrays. Today we'll discuss about the concept called pointers. Okay. Before going into the topic pointers, what is mean by pointers? Any idea about that? Yes. So pointers, it is used to directly access the address. So in short term, when we want to explain the concept called pointers, we can say that pointer is also a variable. What is the use of a variable? A variable which is used to hold that value. What does a pointer variable do? A pointer variable is used to hold an address of another variable. Normal variable is used to hold a value, whereas when I go for a pointer variable, instead of holding a value, it holds the address of another variable. That is called pointers. So as we go for pointers, it is used for accessing the address directly. Then what is the advantage of pointers? So when you go for pointers where no copy of data will be created. As I said earlier, a pointer is a variable which is used to hold the address of another variable. Let's discuss about the syntax of pointers. What is the syntax of pointers in the sense? So here we have to give the data type. So int is nothing but the data type. So if I'm declaring it as okay. So here int is nothing but a data type. For example, if I'm declaring int a, this is nothing but a normal variable. So if I want to differentiate a normal variable with a pointer variable, I have to use an operator called int, that is nothing but data type star a. So this is a variable which is used to hold a value. This is a pointer variable which is used to hold the address of another variable. This is the syntax of pointers. And this is nothing but a pointer pointing to an integer, because the type which I have mentioned is nothing but integer. So pointer, as I mentioned here, pointer which is pointing to an integer. So what is the size of this? Theoretically, imagine the size of integer be 2 bytes. So here 2 bytes of memory will be allocated. As usual, the size of integer depends upon the compiler. Let's declare a variable called int a. So whenever I am declaring a variable, here what I have done, I have declared a variable a and I have initialized the value 10. So whenever I am declaring a variable, automatically memory will be created for that particular variable and have initialized a value called 10. So here I have declared a variable called int a equal to 10. So automatically memory has been created for that particular variable and the value 10 has been stored in that particular memory location. Int star p. So similar like a variable, whenever I am declaring a pointer variable, memory will be created. So I have declared a pointer variable in the name called p. So memory will be created for that particular variable. Next. Here, as I said earlier, pointer is used to store the address of another variable. So here, ampersand. So this is called as address of. So when I go for technically, the name of this operator is called as reference operator. So this is called as address of, or I can say it as reference operator. So it is referring to the address of the variable A. So what is the address of the variable A? The address of the variable A is nothing but 1000. So that address 1000 will be stored in the pointer variable P. So in the memory location P, the address 1000 will be stored. And next, what I have done in star P, this is nothing but double pointer. So it is also a variable. So whenever I am declaring a pointer, automatically memory will be created for that particular variable. As usual, the memory has been created for the variable C. And next, as here, what I'm going to store, I'm going to store the address of a variable. Pointer symbol, it is used to store the address of a variable. So here, what I'm going to store, I'm going to store the address of a pointer variable in a double pointer. So what is the address of the pointer variable P? The address of the pointer variable P is nothing but 2000. So 2000 will be stored in the memory location of the variable C. And next, I'm going to give one more pointer called triple pointer in star D. So memory will be created for this particular variable, and here I have to store the address of another variable, not the same variable address. I have to store the address of another variable. So here I have given D equal to ampersand C. Ampersand nothing but address of. So address of the variable C. What is the address of the variable C? Which is nothing but 3000. So which is nothing but 3000, the value 3000 will be stored in the variable D. So this is how the value will be stored in the variable, normal variable and a pointer variable. Normal here, out of these four variables like A, P, C and D, I have declared four variables. Out of these four variables, A is nothing but a normal variable. The rest of the three P, C and D are called as pointer variables. Now, let's discuss the value which is stored in those memory locations. Let's try to find the answer for those variables. So, if I give int A, so what is meant by A? A is a normal variable. So, in the normal variable A, what is the value stored? In the normal variable A, the value stored is nothing but 10. So, A, the value 10 will be printed. What about ampersand A? What is the ampersand A? It means address of. What is the address of the variable A? Guys, can you try that? The address of the variable A is nothing but, so the address of, this is the variable A. What is the address of the variable A? The address of the variable A is nothing but 1000. So when I give ampersand A, the value 1000 will be printed. Next, P. So what is mean by P? P is also a variable. So in the variable P, what I have stored? I have stored the value called 1000. This value is nothing but address of this variable. So 1000 will be printed. What is mean by ampersand P? Ampersand P is nothing but address of P. So here I have mentioned address, ampersand on the address of P. What does this mean by address of P? The address of P is nothing but 2000. Fine. So now, what is the value of star P? Can I even explain what is mean by star? So as we have discussed, ampersand is nothing but address of. Ampersand is nothing but address of. What do you mean by star then? Star is nothing but value at. Ampersand is called address of, star is nothing but value at. This is called as reference operator and this is called as dereference operator. What is mean by value at? This is nothing but P. What is mean by P? P contain an address called 1000. So let's take this variable P alone. Let's take this particular variable P. So in the variable P, what do I have? I have the address called 1000. What it mean? So let's write here. It will be more clear for you. Like star P. This P represents a pointer variable which is used to store the address 1000. So what is meant by star? Value add. So what is so star 1000, which means that what is the value stored in the memory location 1000? What is the value stored in the memory location 1000? In the memory location 1000, the value stored is nothing but 10. So the value 10 will be given when I give in star p. Guys, I will explain again. Ampersand. What is the use of ampersand? It is nothing but address of. So if I give ampersand a, what is the address of the variable a? That will be given. If I give star p, p represents a pointer variable which will hold the address. If I give a star before that, value stored at the particular address. What is the value stored at the particular address? 10. So 10 will be printed. Now let's discuss the answers for the other remaining questions. So if I give C, what is the answer? Can you try that? So people try to comment your answers in the comment section. I mean, give your answers in the comment section. So when I give C, what is the answer? Yeah. When you are giving correct answers, when I give C, the value 2000 will be printed. Good. So if I give ampersand C, what is the meaning of ampersand C? Address of C. What is the address of the variable C? The address of the variable C is nothing but 3000. Yeah, good. What is my star C? So what is this of star? Star is nothing but value word. So C is a pointer variable. Good. So C is a pointer variable. When I give star C, C is a pointer variable which hold an address called 2000. Good. When I give star, what is the meaning? Star represents value word. What is the value stored in the address 2000? Come on, tell me what is the value stored in the address 2000? It is nothing but 1000. Yeah, your answer is correct. 1000. Good. Now, can I try what is the answer for star star C? Yeah, many are giving correct answers. I'll give you another 5 more seconds. Try to find the answer. So I have given star star C. So it is nothing but a pointer variable. So what is the value stored in C? Let's go from right to left. Let's go from right to left. What is meant by C? The value stored in C is nothing but 2000. Good. What is the use of star? Star is nothing but value, but okay. What is the value stored in the address 2000? This is called 1000. Great. The value stored in the address 2000 is 1000. Now I have covered up to this part. Now I have to go for one more step. What is one more step? The same meaning. Value stored at, value at. So what is the value at the address 1000? The value at the address 1000 is nothing but 10. So the value 10 will be printed. It is nothing but star is nothing but dereferencing the thing. It is called as dereference operator. So I'll repeat again. Star, the value stored in C is nothing but 2000. If I give star C, it will tell me value stored at that particular address 2000. The value stored at the particular address 2000 is nothing but 1000. And if I give one more star to that, the value stored in the address 1000. The value stored in the address 1000 is 10. So the answer is 10. Good. So can I try that? Tell the answers for the other remaining questions. What is the value at D? The value stored in the variable D is nothing but 3000. Good. Ampersand D, address of the variable D is nothing but 4000. Good. Star D as well. So D represents 3000. Value stored in the memory location 3000 is nothing but 2000. Good. Star star D. Come on. So answer is 1000. D represents 3000. In the address 3000, I have stored 2000. And when I go for one more star, in the 2000, I have 1000. Now let's go for star 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 D. Can you give me what is the answer for star 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 D? Star 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 D. Let's go from right hand side to the left hand side. D represents the value stored in D is nothing but 3000. Let's go for first star. What is the value stored in the memory location 2000? Sorry, 3000. The value stored in the memory location 3000 is nothing but 2000. Good. When I go for one more step, what is the value stored in the memory location 2000? It's 1000. Good. When I go for one more step, so what is the value stored in the memory location 1000? It's nothing but 10. Yeah, correct. So answer is 10. So this is the thing. Let's see a few more examples so that you'll be clear with the concept called pointers. People, please be clear with these concepts which will help you to write your programs. Fine. So here the same program I've given the memory location. So A, B. So in the variable A, I have the value 10. In the variable B, I have the value 20. So pointer variable P stores the address of A and the pointer variable Q stores the address of B. And double star pointer PP stores the address of P and QQ stores the address of Q. So can you tell me the answer? I'll give you 1 minute of time. Try to find the answers. Okay guys, I'll explain the answer. Try to check your answers. So what is the value stored in A? The value stored in A is nothing but 10. Value stored in P, it's 1000. Ampersand P is nothing but address of P. What is the address of P? The address of P is nothing but 3000. Star P, value stored at the address 3000 is nothing but value stored at the address 1000 is nothing but 10. PP, which will give me the value 3000. Ampersand PP, address of the variable PP is 5000. Star PP, yeah, good. The answer is 10. Value of B, yeah, guys, yeah, it's 20. Q, 2000, great. Star Q, what do you mean by star Q? Value at the address 2000. What is the value stored in the address 2000? Which is nothing but 20. Good. Star QQ. So QQ, in the variable QQ, I have the address 4000. If I give star 4000, the value stored in 4000 is 2000. Good. If I give me one more star, the value stored in 2000 is 20. Yeah, answer is 20. Good. Now I have assigned the value stored in Q to P. Then what is the meaning of this? What is the value stored in Q? The value stored in Q is 2000. This is an address. So the value will be assigned to the variable P. What happens here? Which means that pointer variable P is pointing to the address location of the variable B. Can you understand this, guys? So in the previous version, the pointer variable P is pointing has stored the address of the variable A. But here, the pointer variable P and the pointer variable Q both has the address of the variable B. Yeah, that's it. Now try to tell me the answer. What is the value of A? The value of A is 10. Good. Value of P, it is nothing but 2000 because it is pointing to the variable B. Ampersand P, address of P is nothing but 3000. Good. Star P, 20. Good. PP, it's 3000. Star PP, good, it's 2000. Star PP, it's 20. Good. B, the value of B is 20. Q, the value stored in Q is 2000. Star Q, the value stored in Q is 2000. If I give star, value at 2000. What is the value at 2000? It is nothing but 20. Star QQ, QQ contains 4000. In the address 4000, I have 2000. If I give one more star, the value stored in 2000 is 20. Yeah, good. Answer is 20. Try to find the answer for this. Answer. I'll give you 1 minute of time. So what is the meaning star p equal to 300? Star p is nothing but a pointer variable. So in that particular pointer variable, I have an address 300. Is that so? No. Tell me. Which means that here what I have done, the pointer variable is p is containing the address of the variable a, which is 1000. So in that 1000, what value has to be stored in the sense 300 because star p. What is meant by star p? P represents a pointer variable which is nothing but address. This is nothing but 1000. What is mean by star? Value at 1000. So what is the value that has to be stored in 1000? That is the representation of star P equal to 300. It's 300, not 3000, it's 300. So the value that has to be stored in the variable A is nothing but 300. That is the meaning of this. Now tell me what is the answer? What is the value of A? 300. P is 1000. Ampersand P, address of P. The address of P is nothing but 3000. Good. Star P, value at P. Value at the address 1000 is nothing but 300. PP, it contains 3000. Ampersand PP, the address of the variable PP is 5000. Good. Star PP. PP has a value 3000. If I give star value at 3000, what is the value of 3000? It's nothing but 1000. Good. So what is mean by double star PP? So in the previous video we have seen 1000. If we give one more star to that 1000, the value stored in 1000 is 300. Good. The value stored in B is 20. Q 2000. Star Q it is 20. Good. Let's move on to the next one. Now tell me what is the answer. So in the previous, I have given star P equal to 300. Here, I have given P equal to 300. What is the meaning of this? P is a pointer variable. In that particular pointer variable, I am going to store the value 300. That is the meaning, right? Yes. P is a pointer variable. In that pointer variable, I am going to store the value 300, which means that the value of P gets changed as 300. The value of P gets changed as 300, which means the pointer variable P is not pointing to the address of A. Here it is pointing to some other memory location 300 where I don't have any value. So if I don't have any value, whenever you are declaring any variable, so you will be having garbage value in that particular variable. That's it. Now tell me the answer for these questions. If I give A, yeah, I have declared a variable called A. The value stored in the variable A is 10. When I give P, so P is a pointer variable which is holding an address, not a value. It is holding an address 300. So 300 will be printed. If I give ampersand P, what is the address of the pointer variable P? 3000. Good. Star P, what do you mean by star P? P is holding an address 3000. P is holding an address 3000. In that address 3000, what is the value stored? Which is nothing but garbage value. The answer is garbage value. Good. PP, the value stored in PP is 3000. Good. Address of PP 5000. Star PP, value stored in the address 3000 is 300. Star PP, so PP contains holds the value 3000. If I give one star to PP, it will go to this value 300. If I give one more star to this, I will go for the garbage value. So what is the value of the variable B? It's 20. Q is 2000. Star Q, it's again 20. Good. Guys, recall these concepts. If you have any doubts, please post your questions in the comment box. Guys, are you all clear till this concept? If you have any doubts, please post your doubts in the comment box. Good, Ajit Kumar, no doubts. What about others? What is meant by garbage value? Okay, garbage value is nothing but some random values. Whenever you are declaring, for example, let me take int a. If I declare a variable int a, what is the meaning of int a? I am declaring a variable, which means memory will be created for this particular variable. So here no value has been stored. So here by default, what does it store? It will store garbage value, some random values. That is called as garbage value. Okay. So no doubts, right? So should I continue? Of course, yeah, continue, sir. All clear, no doubt, sir. Thank you. We'll move on. Try to find the answer for this MCQ. Okay, what is the answer for this MCQ? Can you try to find the answer? Here what I have done, I have declared int a equal to 10. What is the meaning of this? I have declared a variable a and I have initialized the value 10. So a, the value 10. So let us imagine the address of a is 1000. Good. Int star p, I have declared a pointer variable. So memory has to be created for this pointer variable, which is 2000. P equal to ampersand a. What do you mean ampersand a? Address of a. What is the address of a? The address of a is 1000. That will be stored in this pointer variable. Done. Now, what I have done? Star ampersand star print of percentage d comma star ampersand star p. What can be the answer? C. Error. Oh, will you show me any error? Okay, fine. I'll explain you now. Star ampersand star p. This is what I have given over here, right? Yeah. So what is meant by star? Value by. What is meant by ampersand? Address of. Let's go from one by one. The answer is correct. It's 10. Okay. What is the value stored in P? The value stored in P is 1000. So the value stored in P is 1000. So I have done this. Fine. What is meant by star? Value at 1000. What is the value stored in the memory location 1000? It's 10. Good. So it will be 10. So this one is also done. Now ampersand. So address of 10. What is the address of 10? Which is nothing but the value stored in the variable a is 10. So what is that address? It is nothing but 1000. So again, I have done with this ampersand. Now, what is meant by star? Value at. What is the value at 1000? The value at 1000 is 10. So answer is 10. And people remember one more thing. If I have given star ampersand star p. So reference and dereference operator cancels each other. Star ampersand got cancelled with each other. Star ampersand got cancelled with each other. We have to tell me only the value for star p. The value of star p is given by 10. So this is how it will be given. Yeah, many have given correct answer. Pratiksha, this is not address of A. It will give the value stored in A. It's not address of A. So all whenever you are going with these concepts, come from right hand side. You will be having a clear idea about. You'll have a clear idea how to proceed with this. P holds a value 1000. Star P value at 1000 is 10. So ampersand 10. What is ampersand 10? The address of that particular variable. The address of that particular variable is 1000. Good. Again, if I give you one more star, what is the meaning? The value stored in 1000 is 10. So my answer is 10. Let's move on to the next question. So I equal to 10, j equal to 20, and int star p star q. So I have declared two variables and two pointer variables. Yeah, come on guys, what's the answer? I'm not getting any answers. It's C error, okay. Pratiksha, it's A 1010. Okay, fine. So whenever you're going with these MCQs, always try to go with memory mapping so that you'll be getting the correct answers. So I equal to 10. So I have declared the variable I. The value stored in the variable I is 10. Let me take it as 1000. I declared one more variable j. In that I have stored the value 20. Let's imagine the address of this is 2000. I have declared two more variables, which is pointer variable p and q. Done. I have declared two more pointer variables. Let's imagine the address of p be 3000, the address of q be 4000. Good. So star p equal to I. What is the meaning of star p equal to I? The value stored in I. What is the value stored in I? It is nothing but 10. So the value 10 has to be assigned. Where I have to assign? Star p. value at the location P, which means that the address of this particular variable I will be stored in this pointer variable. And next Q equal to ampersand J. What is the ampersand J? Address of J. What is the address of J? 2000. That will be stored in Q. Now, if I give star P and star Q, yeah, of course, pointer will hold only the address, not a value. But here I am giving star P. So, what do you mean the star P? Value at address. Value at that address. So, here star P equal to I. What is the meaning? So, the value of I, that particular address will be stored in that particular pointer variable. That is the meaning over here. As you said, pointer holds only the address, not the value. But here I have not mentioned P equal to I. Here I have mentioned star P equal to I, which means that the address of the variable I will be stored in the pointer variable P. So when I try to find the answer of star P and star Q, the value will be 10 and 20. I is 10, yeah, the value of I is 10. So if I have given P equal to I, there is an error. I have given star P equal to I. Now let's move on to pointer arithmetic. I've given int a equal to 10. What is mean by int a equal to 10? I have declared a variable a and I am initializing the value 10 for that particular variable. So memory will be created for that particular variable and 10, yeah, the value 10 will be stored. In star p, I have declared a pointer variable. I have declared a pointer variable that is p. P equal to ampersand. What is meaning? The address of a will be stored in the variable p. Good. What do you mean by p plus 2? So the value of p is 2000. Okay. The value of p is 2000. If I give plus 2, will it becomes 2002? Is that so? Okay. It's not. It's not like 2002. I'll explain you now. So p plus 2 is nothing but pointer arithmetic. So here P is pointing to the memory location 3000 plus 2 represents 2 into size of the particular data type. So what is the data type I have mentioned? Integer. Let's see, imagine the size of integer be 2 bytes. So when I give the size of integer be 2 bytes, so it will be given as 2 into 2. So here P plus 2 represents that particular address P plus 2 into here this 2 represents 2 into size of the data type. What is the size of the data type I have mentioned? The data type I have mentioned is integer. 2 into the size of that integer is 2 bytes. 2 into 2 which will be pointing to 3004. This is how pointer arithmetic works. So pointer arithmetic, it will not go for it's 2000 or 3000 guys. It's here it is not 3000, it is 2000. So it is 2000 because P is holding the value 2000 and here it is 2000. Let me write here P plus 2, which means that P is pointing to the address 2000 plus 2 into 2. What is the meaning of into 2 in the sense? 2 into size of integer. Size of integer is 2 bytes, which means that it will be pointing to 2004. Here it is wrong. It is not 3004. It is 2004. And I give P plus 4. What can be the answer? 2000 plus 4 into 2, which is it should be 2008, not 3008. Now let's move on for dynamic memory location. So when we discuss about the concept called arrays, we have seen two memory locations, two memory allocations, which is static memory allocation and dynamic memory allocation. What is mean by static memory allocation? The memory will be allocated by the compiler. So when you go for dynamic memory allocation, the memory will be allocated by the user. So if user, okay, what is the size of? Size of is nothing but operator which is used to tell the size of the particular operand. For example, let me write here int a equal to 2. I have declared a variable a. So when I give size of, this is nothing but an operator. If I give size of a, it will tell me what is the size of this particular operand. The size of this particular operand is 2 because the size of integer is 2 bytes. When I give one more data char b equal to a. So character should always be given in single quotes. If I give size of b, so here size of this particular operand. What is the size of this particular operand? It is a character. The size of character is 1 byte. So it will give me the value as 1. Once after seeing this dynamic memory allocation, you will be clear with that how pointer arithmetic works. I'll explain you when we go for dynamic memory allocation. Let's take an array. Let's dynamically allocate the memory. So you'll be clear with the particular concepts. So as I have mentioned earlier, what is meant by dynamic memory allocation? Memory is allocated by the user. So how user has to allocate the memory? By using these 4 functions. So these are 4 predefined functions which are present in the header file called stdlib.h. So in the stdlib.h header file, we have these 4 predefined functions to allocate the memory. So YAMAHA and CALLOC functions is used to allocate the memory, where realloc function is used to reallocate the memory, whereas the function free is used to delete the memory. Deallocates the memory, where YAMAHA and CALLOC function will allocate the memory, where realloc, where the user is allocating the memory, there can be a possibility of making some mistakes. So if I have allocated the wrong memory, I can use a function called realloc where I can reallocate the memory. And the function free is used to deallocate the memory. So let me explain dynamic memory allocation. So when you go for array, the memory can be classified into 2 categories, which is static allocation and dynamic memory allocation. In static memory allocation, memory will be allocated by the compiler. When you go for dynamic memory allocation, memory will be allocated by the user. So if user has to allocate memory for a particular program, he has to use 4 predefined functions, which is nothing but malloc, calloc, realloc, and free. So these 4 functions are predefined in stdlib.h header file. So let me explain what I mean by malloc. So malloc is a function which will allocate the memory as a single block. The syntax for malloc is nothing but ptr equal to cast type start malloc byte size. Here malloc function will allocate the memory as a single continuous block, whereas calloc will allocate the memory as a multiple blocks. That is the difference between malloc function and the calloc function. malloc function will allocate the single block of requested memory. How many blocks I am requesting? For example, uh, let me give ptr. I have declared a pointer variable ptr equal to cast type. Let me give int star malloc and size of 6. Let me give 6. So here malloc is a function which will allocate a memory of 6 bytes, and remember one thing, the default return type of malloc, the default return type of malloc function is void pointer. So here I have to explain you some different types of pointers, which is void pointer, null pointer, dangling pointer. I'll explain you at the end of this so that you'll be able to understand why am I typecasting into integer pointer. So here you have to give typecasting because the default return type of malloc and calloc function is void pointer. Okay, so malloc function is nothing but which will allocate single block of requested memory. Here I am requesting 6 bytes of memory. So 6 bytes of memory will be allocated as a single block. Whereas when I go for calloc, the memory will be allocated as a block by block. That is the difference between malloc and calloc. Here, see the difference between malloc. The syntax is ptr equal to cache type malloc of byte size. So here, the 6 bytes of memory will be allocated as a single block. When I go for calloc, it will be allocated as number of blocks. So here, number comma byte size. So if I give the same 6 bytes will be allocated as 3 comma 2. So 3 blocks of memory will be allocated where each block will have 2 bytes of memory. That is the difference between malloc and calloc. What is the use of realloc? The realloc function is used to reallocate the particular memory. In short, it changes the memory size. What is the use of the function free? It is used to delete the memory. Now let me take a small program and I'll explain you how memory allocation works. Let's take a program. So once when we are entering into the program, you will be clearly understanding the dynamic memory allocation, the use of malloc, calloc, realloc and free function. So here I have given int main. So int star a. What do you mean by int star a? It is a pointed variable where memory will be allocated for this particular pointer variable. So the memory for the variable j, it will be allocated over here. Next, int n. What do you mean by int n? I am declaring a normal variable. So for this variable n as well, the memory will be allocated. Let's imagine for this variable n, the memory is allocated here. Let's imagine the address of this n will be 1000. Now by using a scanf function, I am getting the value of n. What is the value of n? Which is 3. Which is 3. Fine. Now, what am I going? I'm going to use malloc function to allocate the memory. So here, what is mean by malloc? Malloc is a function which is used to allocate the memory. So here, what is the value of n? The value of n is nothing but 3. The value of n is nothing but 3 into size of n. What is the size of integer? The size of integer is 2 bytes. 3 into 2. What is the value of 3 into 2? 6. So here 6 bytes of memory will be allocated by the malloc function. The 6 bytes of memory will be allocated by the malloc function. Starting from 3001 to 3006, 6 bytes of memory will be allocated. And the default return type of this malloc function is void pointer. So we have to typecast that pointer of type integer. We have to typecast this pointer of type to integer, which is int star a. I'll explain all those things. I have to give int star a. So in this, what am I going to do? The starting memory location has to be stored in the pointer variable a. So I am assigning the memory, which is nothing but I have allocated 6 bytes of memory. The starting memory location will be assigned to the pointer variable a. What is the pointer variable a? The value stored in the pointer variable a will be 3001. So this is how memory will be allocated by using malloc functions. People, I'll explain you what happens in this. Listen here. If I use malloc function, the memory will be allocated dynamically by the users. Let us take an array program to get the value and to print the value. So in statically, the memory will be allocated by the compiler. Here for this particular program, the memory is allocated by the user. We are going to allocate the particular memory. So malloc is a function which is used to dynamically allocate a memory. So here a single argument takes place, which is single argument is nothing but total bytes of memory has to be allocated. 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 Total bytes of memory has to Now, if I give n is nothing but number of inputs which I am going to get, which is 3 into size of integer. Here, 6 bytes of memory will be allocated. 6 bytes of memory will be allocated. The default return type of YAMAHA function is nothing but void pointer that has to be typecasted into integer pointer. That has to be typecasted into integer pointer, and the starting location of this particular array has to be stored in the pointer variable a, which is 3001. So to in static memory allocation, by default malloc will return an address nothing but a void pointer. I'll explain you what is meant by void pointer now. So the default return type of malloc function is void pointer, where void pointer cannot be dereferenced. Because of that one particular reason, I'm typecasting that void pointer of type integer. So now let me explain you what is meant by void pointer. Oh, sorry. Okay. Now let me take a slide and empty slide and I'll explain you. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, malloc function returns me a void pointer. So here, let me declare a pointer called void star ptr. This is nothing but void pointer, and let me declare a variable a, int a. So here I am going to give int a equal to 10, the value equal to 10, p equal to ampersand a. What is meant by void pointer in the sense it represents the type. So void pointer can take any of the particular data type. That is the meaning of void pointer. What is meant by void pointer in the sense void pointer can take any of the data type. That is the meaning. So void pointer is nothing but a pointer variable declared by using the reserved keyword in C is void. When a pointer variable is declared by using the keyword void, it becomes a general pointer variable, which is address of any of the data type can be assigned to the void pointer variable. What is meant by void pointer? Address of any of the data type like character, integer, float can be assigned to a void pointer variable. So similarly, if I give float b equal to 20, and here I can give p equal, let me give one more pointer variable like void star p. I'm sorry, here it should be ptr, here p, which is nothing but ampersand b. So void pointer can take address of any variable of any data type. It can take address of any variable of any data type. That is the meaning of void pointer, where the disadvantage of void pointer is nothing but it cannot be dereferenced. It cannot be dereferenced. Let me write a small program and I'll show you so that it will be. So here let me give int a equal to 10. Let me declare void star ptr equal to ampersand a. So here the address of the integer variable a will be stored in ptr. Now if I give printf percentage d comma star ptr, you will not get the answer because void pointer cannot be dereferenced. Void pointer cannot be dereferenced. Normally what happens when I give, so variable a 1000, the value 10 will be stored, pointer p, so The address of the pointer will be 2000. So here the address 1000 will be stored. So if I give star ptr, if I give star ptr, what has to be printed? The value 10 has to be printed. So this dereferencing part cannot be done in void pointer. So because of this one particular reason, we are typecasting the void pointer to the specific data type. For example, if I want to print the value 10, what has to be done in the sense? I have to typecast it to integer pointer. For example, printf percentage d comma int star. I have to typecast this to integer pointer. Then only I can get my answer. Without typecasting, I cannot get my answer. Void pointer cannot be dereferenced. For this reason, I am typecasting in the dynamic memory location. So when I go for this place, YAMAHA function will return me a void pointer where void pointer cannot be dereferenced. Because of that one reason, I will be typecasting into integer pointer. This is the reason why we are typecasting this. Now, if you want to get the input value from the user, I have to go for a loop. Int I equal to 0, I less than I plus plus. Here by using scanf function. So in static memory allocation, I have given ampersand a of I. So when I go for dynamic memory allocation, I will be giving a plus I. Now let me explain you how the value will be. This is the thing, but a of 0, this is a of 1, and this is a of 2. This is the meaning of this. Here, how it works in the sense, here I have given I value equal to 0, 0 less than 3, condition is true, I plus plus. We will go for scan of a plus I. What is the value of I? The value of I is 0. So a, the value stored a is nothing but 3001 plus, what is the value of I? 0. So here, what is the meaning? When I have explaining pointer arithmetic, I have given 3001 plus 0 in the sense, here in the 0, the size of the data type will be multiplied, which is 3000 plus 0 into 2, which is 3001. So the first input which you are going to give, that will be stored in 3001. Now, the value stored in 3001 will be 1. The value stored in 3001 will be 1. Now, the value of I will be incremented to 1. Previously, the value of I is 0. So, it has given 3001. So, here what happens? The value with the input value which you are going to give, that will be stored as 1. Now, the I value will be incremented as 1. 1 less than 3. Condition is true. A plus I. What is the value of A? The value of A is 3001 plus, what is the value of I? I value is 1 into 2. This is how pointer arithmetic works, which is I am incrementing the pointer. So, this is how it works. 3001 plus 1 into 2 is 2, which becomes 3003. The second input value which you are going to give, that will be stored in the address 3003. Now the value of I will be incremented to 2. 2 less than 3, condition is true. So it will go for A plus I. The value of A is nothing but 3001 plus I value is nothing but 2. So when I go for pointer arithmetic, 2 into size of the data type. The size of the data type is 2. So it will give 3001 plus 4, which is nothing but 3005. The value stored in 3005 will be 3. So here in the address 3005, the value 3 will be stored. Now, if I want to print the value stored in that particular memory location, I have to go for this particular operator star. I have to go for this particular operator star. So in the printf, if you are giving star before that, you will get the value 1, 2, 3. So how come the value 1, 2, 3 will be printed by using star a plus I in the sense? Again, let us imagine the value of I is equal to 0. 0 less than 3, condition is true. If the condition is true, it will enter into the printf. In the printf, what I have given? A plus I. What is the value stored in A? The values, let me go for A plus I. So what is the value of A? The value of A is 3001 plus the value of I is 0. So 0 into size of data type 2, which becomes 3001. So that is why whatever the value I have given, that has been stored in the memory location 3001. Now, if I want to print the value, what I have to do in the sense, if I want to print the value, I have to give star before that. What do you mean by star? Value stored in the address 3001. What is the value stored in the address 3001? 1. So 1 will be printed. Similarly, if I want to know what is the value stored in star of a plus 1. What is the star of a plus 1? A value will be 3001 plus 1 into 2. What do you mean by 1 into 2? 1 into size of the data type, which becomes 2. 3001 plus 2 becomes 3003. If I give a star over there, what is the meaning? Value stored in the address is nothing but value 2. So the value 2 will be printed. So in the short meaning, I can say that when I go for dynamic memory allocation, like instead of ampersand a of I can write it as a plus I. So if I want to print the value in static memory allocation, I'll be using a of I. In dynamic memory allocation, star of a plus I. So this is the meaning. So I have given the explanation here, a plus I. So the value of a is 3001 plus I, which is nothing but the value of I into the data type. This is how the pointer will be incremented. This is how the pointer arithmetic works. Guys, do you have any doubt in this? So here we don't want to use ampersand when we go for scanf, because what is mean by pointer? Pointer is used to hold the address. So directly it will be pointing to that particular memory location. So you don't want to use the ampersand symbol to get the input value. Whenever you are declaring a pointer, the memory will be created. So like if I give int star p, the memory will be created for that particular variable. And if I give void star ptr, the memory will be created for that particular variable. What is the meaning of void pointer? Void pointer can take any of the particular variable. That is the meaning. Void pointer can hold any of the data type value. Void pointer can have any of the data type value. What is the disadvantage of void pointer? It cannot be dereferenced. It cannot be dereferenced. That is the disadvantage of void pointer. So that I am typecasting to the particular data type which I require. The default return type of malloc function and clog function is void pointer. So in malloc function, the memory will be allocated as a single block. Whenever I go for clog function, the memory will be allocated as block by blocks. Another difference between malloc function and clog function is the thing, but if we are using clog function to allocate memory, by default the value will be initialized as 0. By default the value will be initialized as 0. In the same program, the memory can be allocated by using clock, which is nothing but a equal to so like I can give a equal to int star clock n comma size of integer. This is how by using clog I can allocate memory for the program. So here what happens in the sense, the value of n is 3. The value of n is 3, comma size of integer is 2 blocks. So 3 blocks each has the size 2 bytes will be allocated. But when you go for malloc, what happens? Single block of 6 bytes will be allocated. This is the difference between malloc and clog. And the another difference is the thing, but by default, if you are using clog function, by default the value will be initialized as 0. By default the value will be initialized as 0. This is the difference between malloc function and clog function. So here we have to know another difference between null pointer, dangling pointer and void pointer. So what is meant by dangling pointer in the sense? A pointer pointing to a memory location that has been freed. That is called as dangling pointer. For example, here let me declare a pointer variable. For example, int star ptr equal to, by using YAMAHA function, by using YAMAHA, I'm going to allocate a memory. For example, let me give 3 into size of integer. So 3 into 2, which is 6. 6 bytes of memory will be allocated. YAMAHA function by default it will return me void pointer. I am typecasting into integer pointer int star that will be stored in this particular memory location. Here, now the memory has been allocated. After which I am deleting the memory by using free function. I am deleting this pointer. Now the pointer is pointing to the deleted memory location. Free function is used to delete the memory, right? Now the pointer PTR is pointing to the deleted memory location. So this case is called as dangling pointer. This case is called as dangling pointer. Now let me go for one more pointer, which is nothing but null pointer. What is meant by null pointer? A null pointer, which means that whenever I'm declaring a pointer called int star ptr, I'm declaring a pointer. If I declare like this, some undefined value will be stored in the pointer variable. It can be set it as garbage value. So an undefined value will be stored in this particular memory location. So instead of that, I can give int star ptr equal to null. So null is nothing but a defined value. This is called as null pointer. This is called as null pointer. So we can say like int star ptr. Now the pointer ptr is, if we are not initializing anything to the particular pointer, we can call that pointer as wild pointer. What is mean by wild pointer in the sense? A pointer which has not been initialized to anything, that can be called it as uh, wild pointer. For example, int star ptr. So this int star ptr is called as wild pointer because I have declared a pointer which is not pointing to anything, which means that I am not initialized to anything. This is called as wild pointer. This is called as null pointer. So instead of initializing anything, I am initializing a defined value called null. This is called as null pointer. Dangling pointer is called as a pointer which is pointing to a freed memory location is called as dangling pointer. These are the three different types of pointers. Void pointer, it can hold any of the data type. It has to be dereferenced. So for dereferencing, I have to typecast the pointer. And that's all. These are the concepts of pointers. So in the last session, I have explained about online course Java full stack. Those who are really interested in doing Java full stack, you can see the link in the description. So you can go through the details of Java full stack in the description. So the link is given in the description part. So for array, memory can be allocated statically as dynamically. So in static memory allocation, the memory is allocated by the compiler. In dynamic memory allocation, memory is allocated by the user by using these four functions, which is malloc function, calloc, realloc, and free. By using these four functions, we can allocate memory dynamically. Okay, thank you guys.